I'm back. Um, I didn't even see this movie in 3D. These aren't even How to Train Your Dragon 2 3D glasses. These are If you can see, there you go. Monsters Incorporated 3D glasses. I just picked these up when I said because I had the option of regular 3D, and then I'm like, fuck that, I want a novelty one. And then I'm like, it's Monsters Inc. Why not? The lime green, like Guns N' Roses shirt. Uh, Back in the car again. We really need to find a place to actually do this that isn't just the car, like an actual room. Sorry if it's a little bright. I'm doing this a little midday. This review is coming out a little later than I wanted it to. I had actually done another review for this movie, but there were some problems and I had to redo this video. So, yeah, okay, just giving you those heads up. How to Train Your Dragon 2. I came back from that a couple days ago. I kind of got onto the How to Train Your Dragon 2 train, I guess would be the term, a little late. I hear everyone really liked it. I saw it on TV, or was it on demand, or on? I saw it at home a while after it came out, and I really really liked it. I am one of the people who agrees that it is probably one of the best 3D movies. No, well, 3D, yes. I didn't actually get to see the 3D yet. One of the best animated kids movies, family movies to come out in recent years. Definitely, probably within the last decade. I mean, yeah, you have movies like Up. You have movies like The Incredibles, or what was another one that came out recently? Frozen. But yeah, it is in easily the top 10 best animated movies to come out in the past 10 years. Great characters, it's some recycled plots, but it's given such a fresh take. Great action, great effects. Just everything in this is so grand and yet contained. It works so well. So what do I think of the sequel? This had to be one of the most freaking unbelievable pieces of awesomeness I have seen this year. Yeah, I really like this movie. No, I fucking loved this movie, and to me, this did everything the first one did better. This is better than the first one. I'm just gonna say it right out of the gate. Is one of the examples where the sequel is better than the movie. They take everything that was good with the movie, bring it back into the sequel, elevate that, and then add what was either possibly wrong with the movie in the first one, because the first one had a problem or two, nothing big, but still had a problem or two, and corrected it, and then gave us more than what we asked for. It just raised the bar. So I guess the story is, it takes five place takes place 5 years after the events of the first one, and we've seen these characters have grown, and that's something we don't normally get to see in a sequel to an animated movie of all things. These characters have grown. They are not these teenagers here. They are young adults. I think they're like 20 years old, give or take. I know they say Hiccup and Toothless are 20 years old, and Hiccup's grown. Dragons are accepted in Burke now. Everyone's got a dragon. His dad's got a dragon. His dad's got a really cool dragon, almost kind of like a rhino beetle kind of looking dragon, but really cool at the same time. Um, Sorry if you hear some background noise. I am doing this in the car, and I'm smart enough to have the windows down this time, so I'm not sweating my ass off. Um, no, and all the characters from the first one return. His dad, Gerard Butler, comes back as Stoic. Of course, I'm just going to refer to him as Gerard Butler because that's what I see him as. And I love me Gerard Butler. Don't get me wrong, I love me Gerard Butler. I see him as Gerard Butler in that character. It's a great character, though. I love the character of Stoic because he is so layered. We we see his reasoning for being angry, we see his reasoning for being stubborn, but he's still a man who loves his family, loves his people, and that's really good to see. Um, Hiccup, placed by, forgive me if I mispronounce this. Again, I have beauty doing this on my computer. I can have the internet up and read these things. Jay Burchell, I believe his name is, who voices Hiccup. He brought gravitas to this role. And it's not easy to do in an animated form because really, you can't. Unless you're mocapping it. You can't bring a lot. It's hard to bring emotion essentially just to your voice alone to illustrate a character. Unless they go through they show the animation and then voice it over, which I don't know why you would kind of do that, but maybe that works. you hear every bit of emotion in every one of these characters. They do not sound like animated characters. They sound like real people. To me, I'm not watching an animated movie. It's like when I watch the Muppets, even the bad Muppet movies. You believe these are not Muppets. You believe these are characters. These are individuals. So if you go to like the Jim Henson Workshop and you see Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy just sitting there, you're like, my childhood is ruined. Wake up, Kermit. It's not easy. That's what I see. Because I feel like, I don't know, if these guys were, I don't know, if these guys existed in real life, I would believe it. I would believe these characters are real characters, not just animated. I mean, all the characters, Astrid, the girlfriend, the first one's his girlfriend now. They are in a relationship. It's shown, and they have a very realistic relationship. It played out like real people. That's the thing. They are all played out like real people. The siblings come back. I believe Tough Nut and Rough Nut. Uh, they're funny. So is Jonah Hill as Snotlout, and who's the other one? Fish Legs. Yes, okay, Fish Legs. He's the chubbier of the one guys. They all had their own dragons, and they all named their dragons. Like Fish Legs has got Meatloaf, his little roly-poly dragon. And then the brother and sister do have the two-headed dragon. One's called Belch, the other's called Barf, I think, because they had the gas and the fire. We get introduced to some new characters. One of the main key points of the story is that it turns out his mother, Hiccup's mother, is not dead. And I'm going into spoilers in this. I'll try not to spoil everything because there's some things I don't want to spoil, but I am going to go into spoilers. So yeah, his mother is alive. You even see this in the trailer, so that's not a spoiler. And she's basically been, as I heard a good comparison of it, living kind of like a dragon hippie, almost like Jane Goodall with the chimps, except the dragons. So, and she claims, like, yeah, I always thought you'd take after your father. No, you take after me. We're the Dragonborns. We are the ones that commune with the dragons. And it's like, okay, I'll believe it. And because it's a great reunion between those two characters. Not just between those two characters, between the whole family. Because I love everything about this movie. The action is quick paced, but it's so clear you can see it, and it's so intense at points. The visual effects are beautiful. I didn't actually see this in 3D. I gotta have to see it in 3D because it's just beautiful. The comedy is spot on as it was in the first one, even better. They're playing a game in the first part of the movie where it's a dragon race where you take sheep and put it into a net to score points. That's awesome. That's creative. That is beautiful. But my favorite part of the movie is the reunion and the interactions between Hiccup and his mother, Hiccup and his father and his mother. The relationship reforming between the family. Because that is where the heart of this story kind of lies. Not just with the bad guy, who I'll get into in a minute. Not just with the dragons, even though obviously it's about dragons. It's just how these characters interact with each other after 20 years of separation. And it's just so beautifully done, and it's heart tugging. There are scenes that really just pull at your heartstrings, and I won't lie, I didn't cry, but I was getting teary eyed at a few moments, like, oh God, come on, go back to the lightheartedness. I'm gonna start bawling. Okay, you did. Thank you. I mean, there's such a beautiful scene between Gerard Butler and his wife when he first sees that she's alive after 20 years of being gone, thinking she's dead, and as his namesake, he's stoic. He just has no words. He literally just drops his sword, his helmet, and he starts walking towards her, and she just starts ranting, well, not ranting, but quickly explaining and almost frantic and starting to getting hectic in her explanations, like, you did, I had to. No, it's like, you guys wouldn't believe me. Then it just, say something, Stokes, something so stoic. And it's just one line, and you're just like, oh my God, that is just so beautifully heartfelt and tender that it just You'd be hard pressed not to feel all warm and fuzzy inside with this movie at points. There's a scene where they're really getting back to knowing each other, and he's singing their wedding song. Well, he starts whistling the tune to their wedding song, and then he starts singing the wedding song. The singing is at least better than this in the Phantom of the Opera, which, just to go on a little tangent, for anyone who doesn't like Phantom of the Opera because of Gerard Butler, needs to shut up. Because they say his singing's bad, it was horrible. I've seen that movie. I've heard his singing. It's not the greatest in the world, but it's nothing god-awful. He's generally in tune most of the time. He just happens to not hit the right notes a couple times, like his voice is straining. That's about it. So anyone who gets on Gerard Butler's case for that needs to just kind of shut up or step back and reevaluate what they think of that movie by watching it again. Because if you don't like that movie because of him, you probably don't like it for something else, not just him. Anyway, my little quip about that. But no, and she starts singing, and then she starts singing back, and then they go and start their wedding dance again, and it gets all happy, light-hearted, and then Hiccup gets into it, and then Toothless starts kind of dancing along. Gobber starts singing along, which I love Gobber. Gobber is great, voiced by Craig Ferguson. He is just one of the great characters, comic relief characters of this movie. And see, this is why I never married. Well, that and one other reason. Just looking at his foot and his arm. It's like, because, I don't know, you're missing a foot and arm? Just sees the dragon. Oh, come here, you little one, and give me a cuddle. He's got this giant ass, almost slug of a dragon who's lazy as hell. So just crushes him. He's alive, just crushes him in a comedic fashion. One of the things this movie did better than the first one is the villain. Because there is no real villain in the first one. It's the prejudice is the villain in the first one, which is a good idea to do. It is a brilliant idea, but again, that's been done before too. The prejudice is the bad guy, but they do that well. And then again, you've seen the first one, and if you're watching this, probably they have like the Queen Dragon, I guess, which is fine, but he doesn't really end for the coherent battle, I suppose, or coherent storylines, really. But no, this we actually have a legit villain, Drago Bloodfist, voiced by I heard his name yesterday. I'm gonna mispronounce it, but I'm gonna do my best. Demon Hosso. I probably butchered that shit, but you know him to see him because he's been in a lot of movies. He was Papa Midnight in Constantine. If you've seen Constantine, if you never saw the movie Never Look Back Down, he was the guy who was training the kid. In Push, he was the guy who was pushing memories, and he's the black guy. If you've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, he's that guy in the beginning. It's like, who are you? It's like Star-Lord's like, who? That's him. And I always love seeing him pop up in a movie. He elevates any movie to a more entertaining level because he always is just so entertaining to watch. And he voices Draco Bloodfist, who I've heard people say he's a great villain. I've heard people say he's a boring villain. My personal opinion, he's a menacing motherfucker. He's a guy who's wearing a fucking cloak of dragon skin. Will just casually walk up to a dragon blowing fire at him, use the dragon skin to protect him, and then intimidate the dragon into submission. The man wears a giant metal gauntlet arm to cover up the fact that he's missing an arm, and yet he still beat down Gerard Butler's stoic Hiccup, and he took possession of. They explain that this is explained that every dragon nest has a queen, but there's only one alpha king dragon called the Bewildered Beast, and this thing is huge as goddamn hell-breathing aquamarine ice breath, destroying ships and landscape. This thing is massive. He caught one of those, took down the alpha of the Garden of Eden of dragons that the mother was protecting the whole time, and possessed every dragon with that alpha. This man is a bad motherfucker. He is responsible for a character death. Now, I won't spoil the character death, but you can probably see it. I watched a review that I watched one of the people I like to watch who do reviews make a good point that if you actually do pay attention to dialogue and where it's going, you'll kind of see who's going to bite the dust. But even then, if you see it coming, it's still extremely sad when it happens. Because I'll admit, I wasn't paying that much attention in the way the storytelling was going. because it was the light, happy-hearted. This movie got dark at points because this character bites it, and I'm like, what? What? No, you're gonna. It's like, no, you're just gonna be like, I'm okay. Yeah, yeah. No, Viking funeral, flaming arrows at the boat. No, you were one of my. No, revenge. And well, obviously no revenge, but you know they go out, they fight, and again the battle sequences are great. I have to see this again with the effects they're used in 3D because it's just gonna look. It has to look stunning. It really does. The final battle, they're fighting at Burke, and Toothless challenges the Alpha to basically for dominance. He challenges to be the Alpha, and because his mom's been working with Dragon so long, she like helps unlock Toothless's potential. So when Toothless protects Hiccup at one point, and he gets the covered ice, and all of a sudden the ice explodes outright like bluish purple lightning flames, and you see Toothless has this like glowing purple Godzilla spine, and his mouth is just glowing with power, and it's like, yeah, kick his ass, and shock, the good guys win. Toothless becomes the Alpha, and so it's just, and yeah, it's a happily ever after. I mean, if I have any quips about this movie, and this isn't even a complaint, this is just a quip. That for the beginning of that final fight between Toothless and the Alpha looks straight out of a video game, but not in a bad way because it still looked like a movie. But okay, let me see if I can angle this. Okay, my finger is Toothless in terms of where he was positioned back to the screen in the size of who he is. I am the Alpha, literally. So I am literally this big in comparison to Toothless. So yeah, and he's firing blasts of lightning. He's like boom, 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 and then it was like he's about to destroy his platform. Whoop, jump to the platform. Whoop, jump to the other platform. All my platforms are destroyed. Whoop, take the flight mode. You could literally see where if they make a video game of this, which I think they made a video game of the first one too, where the video game is coming from. How the final fight is going, because you can see where the Fire Blast cursor is going to be. Just beep 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 beep, fly beep beep. So yeah, I mean I could go on and on, but I can't ruin too much of the movie for you, just by going into some spoilers that I did. So yeah, I don't like doing this because I feel I agree with someone I've heard once that if you give too many 10s out, it kind of loses the meaning to give it 10. But yeah, I gotta give this a 10 out of 10. I do. I saw nothing wrong with this movie, and everything that was done, it was done so well. It was so well elevated beyond the first that it is a better movie. It just is. I think I've only how many 10s have I given out so far? I know I gave X-Men a 10, I gave Godzilla a 10, I gave Captain America a 10. Were those the only movies I gave 10s to this year? Yeah, because I gave Muppets a 9, even and I was being biased, and I probably shouldn't have given it a 10-9 because it was not as good as the Muppets in my opinion. But yeah, okay, so this is maybe the fourth 10 I've given this year. And trust me, I've given some movies not great scores. I fucking gave I gave Transcendence, I think, 6. I gave Haunted House 3, and I was being generous with the 3. So yeah, the trailers I only got like 3 new ones because I kind of walked in late to this. So if I see it again, I might have more trailers to give. But I walked into one called Home, which was kind of based off a really short teaser film in the very beginning of last movie I saw. Crap, what kids movies did I see? That maybe it was the Muppets. Maybe that's what it is. That I had that too. Basically, Steve Martin voices an alien who's kind of the ruler of his race. They keep going from planet to planet to find a home, and he keeps fucking up. So I think from what I gather, because I didn't see all the trailer, that he got banished from them because they were kind of gonna invade Earth, and he's kind of either scouting or they got banished to Earth, and he's teaming up with this 12-year-old girl. It's a futuristic Earth, so they got like hover cars. And Eiffel Tower's like floating on like a piece of rock. So I don't know. It looks stupid. I mean, it doesn't look harmful. So it looks harmless, stupid. But it looks like she plays the radio at one point. Music goes. And it's like, what's going on? He's involuntarily dancing. Oh my god, my arms are waving in the air like I just don't care. Next trailer I got was Box Trolls. I saw one trailer for this one, and it looked cute. And I saw a new one, this new one, and it's a longer, gets at least probably a little more insight into the plot. I think the plot is there's this upper class kid who kind of doesn't like being upper class, and he's kind of like a slob and stuff. He likes visiting and living with the box trolls. These trolls who have like boxes to provide, live inside boxes and all that stuff. And yeah, that looks like the plot. Oh, and there's a love interest. And looks like there's this crazy guy who's trying to catch the box trolls, kind of like fuck, I don't know. Think of a movie where there's a scientist who believes. Okay, Mr. Crocker from Fairly Odd Parents believes in fairies. No one else does. He tries to catch the fairies. He looks like the Mr. Crocker of this movie. I said it, the first one looked cute. This one looks even more charming. And it looks like fun. And it's stop motion. We don't see a lot of stop motion anymore. Last stop motion I think we got was Coraline. I didn't get to see Coraline, but I haven't seen Coraline still. I probably should catch that at some point. If you want to review Coraline, tell me to review Coraline. Last new trailer I got anyway, was Dolphin Tale 2. I knew there was a first Dolphin Tale. I knew it was based on a real story. I did not know that the story continued. So, clearly, okay, Morgan Freeman came back. There's a comedic relief pelican, I guess. The story apparently involves them bringing a young dolphin with I think her name is, crap, I can't remember I didn't see the first Dolphin Tale if you haven't noticed. So, yeah. As long as there's something better playing, probably not going to see it. So yeah, final thoughts. Yeah, I hate giving so many 10s out. I've given 4 10s out this year, but yeah, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I highly recommend it, especially since the friend I saw it with had not seen the first one, and she really liked it too. So that goes to show it's not just a good sequel; it is a good movie in general. It helps to see the first one. We hope you see the first one, but yeah, no, you don't have to see the first one to like this, apparently. So great, good on you, movie. That is a testament to a good movie. So as always, I hope you like this. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time. And if you like something, if you'd like us to review something, be it a multimedia related, movie, TV, games, whatever, put it in the comments. Facebook, one of us will do a review of it at some point. Also, I hope you like the view. If you do really like us enough to recommend us to people, I hope you recommend us to your friends. We do respect the people who do view this. We really do appreciate it. We reached about 300 views a little while ago, and I'm actually really happy we reached 300 views, because it really does. It shows we're starting to pick up some speed, and I hope we continue to pick up some speed. At some point, we won't just be doing the reviews. We will be doing we'll have some other things set up. We'll have some, like, maybe some. We do have a radio show in the works. It's really just in the planning stages right now. We need to get we do have some mics ready. We got some story outlines ready, but it's just very touch and go in the basic stages right now. But yeah, it's a very film noir, like how Orson Welles did War of the Worlds. You know, those kind where you're talking on the radio and you got this story and there's dialogue going back and forth. It's like, oh, and now the amazing adventures of the Shadow, only the Shadow. Yeah, it's kind of like those lines. So we're really looking forward to when we finally get that going. We'll probably have a few other things down the pipeline, like maybe a minor animated series, but no guarantee on that. I'd have to really brush up at my artistry again. We may have some trying videos, like some food or something like that, but I can't guarantee anything like that. So yes, there will be more on our channel besides just reviews, but for right now, we are just doing the reviews. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Next one I see, actually, I did check what is coming out. The Rover comes out this week, which that's the one that's probably going to be an interesting review for me, because I have no idea what to expect going into that one. I like Guy Pearce. I have no idea what to think about Robert Pattinson right now, because he's doing his best to try to branch himself away from the Twilight, which I respect. But we'll see. We'll see. So thanks again. I'll see you for the next one, and I'll probably have the Rover and this one up at the same time, probably around. Maybe I'll have this on before the Rover, but no guarantee on that. So thanks again. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.